Hello everybody and welcome back. The live stream is about to begin momentarily, and soon I'll start answering all of your questions about VR. I've had my VR YouTube channel up for over 5 years now, and for the past 2, VR has become my full-time gig. I'm experiencing new virtual reality games every single day, and I of course love checking out the latest hardware. So if you have any questions at all about this industry, stay tuned and I promise I'll give you some answers. As a reminder, if you have a direct question for me, please use @Mateo311 down in the chat when asking. And if you want to help support this channel, go click the thumbs up right now. Now the stream will be starting soon, but in the meantime, enjoy the montage.
We gotta figure out their plans. I can see them.
This world is not ready for peace.
Now his chaos reigns.
The universe demands a guardian. And with each possession, you will grow stronger. Big yikes.
Yes, that is right, guys. We have no friends. Happy Friday, everybody. We could be friends together here. Got the cool man glasses on. Got my VR Kung Fu sweatshirt on. Dragon Fist VR Kung Fu. And today we got a Cosmo. What you chewing on, boy? That doesn't look like your toy. And it begins. No, you can't chew on that. Yay, doggies. He was being so good too. Hey, what's up everybody? Happy Friday. Yeah, not a good boy. He was chewing my I have one of those O2 breathing trainers. Luckily though, all he did was break a cap. These are replaceable. But I heard it didn't sound like the normal squeak of his toy. So anyway, what's going on? We have to discuss Reach. We have to discuss a lot of things. We also need to discuss the fact that I forgot to make early notifications and set the stream up earlier. So no one knew to come today. So what you guys got to do is get your friends to come. But then I remembered we all have no friends. So it's the 4 of us, I guess. Zach, Joe, Arlen, what's up, brother? Devin. And yeah, that's it. The 4 or 5 of us. And we're the 5 best friends that anyone... Oh, there we go. PCVR and Quest. What's going on? Evening. Not quite evening here, but evening. You can't see. I'm not doing anything funny to the side. There's a Cosmo here. He's my good boy. Kevin, what's up, man? What's going on, guys? So, who's been playing Reach? And have you guys seen the controversy that's going on? Hey, yo! Oh, we got a lot of lurkers. That's all good. Let them lurk. Chris, what's up, man? Couldn't play yesterday, so refunded it. Okay, we're gonna get into that. I'm gonna think the most popular glitch that people are refunding it is gonna be the door glitch. They couldn't open the door handle. That's Dread. Let me know if that's the case. Were you stuck on the door handle? Let's see. Do we hear him? Yeah, you don't hear him in the background. That's pretty good. Because he's growling at his toy and stuff. He's throwing it around. Arlen, Reach is solid. I mean, I put out my review. Okay. Hi. I bought the game on Steam based on your review just to find out it's totally broken. I'm sorry, but how could you review it as incredible? For me, it was totally broken. Let's get into this, man. Your last sentence. For me, it was totally broken. And this is very frustrating with PCVR. Like, people are telling me I'm a liar and there's no chance the game runs at all with virtual desktop, yet that's what I used on the game. And then people are like, no, you have to use Steam Link. nDreams said use Steam Link or AirLink. And I'm like, Steam Link crashes. Here's the clip. It crashes. So there's obviously certain hardware differences that are causing different experiences. I'm not going to say it's glitch free. And I even said in my video to people, you know, I would wait a week for some patches because there is some nonsense going on right here. It shouldn't be in a game of this caliber. Regardless, though, you went on Steam, the game wouldn't launch, you got your money back. You got frustrated. Maybe you're like, wow, I don't know if I can listen to this Mateo guy anymore. But I could only report my experience. You know, with 4 days notice that we want to get through the game. I can't get through the game, test it on multiple different PCs, fire it up on PlayStation 2, fire it up on Quest. You know, it's crazy. There were a lot of technical hurdles in this one too. It was frustrating overall, but you know, I thought it's that one little glitch in the beginning and then the game, no issue since. Hey, if you're going to be trouble, you're going to go. So now based on my response, I'm just curious, like, does that change your thinking a little bit? I'm just curious. Let's see. Just finished Star Wars Beyond Victory. It was, yeah. And honestly found it really short. Plus there are only 3 or 4 missions. He's going upstairs. Pretty disappointed. Lucas, I can understand that for sure. $20, you know, like maybe 2 hours. Let me get rid of him though. Hold on. Wait. Oh. I barely ever get to use it. Guys. Hey guys. I apparently had to take a break. I don't know what it is. Maybe I had to go to the bathroom. Maybe my doorbell rang. Maybe the dog's barking. It's one of those things. I'm sorry. I promise I'll be back soon. I'm sure I'm going to put something really entertaining on the screen to occupy you guys while I'm gone. Or even better, maybe go ahead and open up a second window and check out one of my latest videos while you're waiting for my... Oh, cut right back in. I slid his toy under the my desk and he couldn't get it. That's why he was barking. So he gets a second chance to stay. All right, let's see. That is the case, and they had to fix for it later in the day. That's great. So, okay. You have to wait for the fix. And like I was pretty sure that I knew. Well, I was able to find a pattern of why the door was glitching, but at this point I was like, I'm not playing tech support for nDreams. And if I found it already, I'm assuming their whole team or someone else notified them. So I was like, I was even going to reach out to Guy because they were saying virtual desktop doesn't work. And that was not my experience, but it did seem like virtual desktop caused a weird spawning issue. And I was going to ask Guy, is it possible virtual desktop does something where it like resends your location information like at a certain time or something, like something that could screw up where the player location is? Because that seems related. I was spawning off map when a map would load. I'd die and then I'd spawn in the right location. But I don't know. All right, let me scroll up in the chat and try and catch back up with you guys. Let's see. 44 live and only 7 likes. What's going on? Yeah. Okay, we were talking about Lucas. We were talking about Beyond Victory. Beyond Victory, I could get that. $20. Something that's like 2 hours. I think there's actually a total of 7 races. And then you get the goofy sandbox for people like, probably like you and me. We have no interest in it. Yeah, I mean, I would like to see some expansions in it too. Maybe a co-op online race or just something, just a little bit more, because there is definitely something there. But in terms of quality and how long something like that took, oof. They got to price it at $20 to hopefully get their money back. And then eventually, pick it up later when it's 10. That's all I could say. All right, catching up. Reminder, guys, if you have a direct question, use at Mateo311 or at Gaming with Mateo311. So I see it in the chat. Otherwise, I'm probably going to miss it because I'm way behind chat today because I rambled and Cosmo. Let's see. Hey there, I'll play the game after a while, and I'm sure in a few weeks it'll have the main bugs fixed. I'm with you on that, Life. I mean, that's a safe plan a lot of times. And I'm not throwing the toy. We're doing toy foot war. Sometimes I'll put the toy on my foot. You can't see him. And then we'll fight. And this way he'll stay entertained. But literally, once I get in the right position, I just step down. And now he's tugging, but he's too weak to move me. Unless he might move this chair, though. Anyway. Yeah, I'm starting a Hassan thing. I was thinking the same thing. Psst, Cosmo. Psst. Wait, let me hide that. I don't know enough about the Hassan situation. I'm just aware that everybody thinks he's abusing his dog and there's a shock collar involved. That's pretty much all I know. I've seen a few clips that do make it look like he's hiding something. Whatever. I don't care. Okay. I was in the Discord all morning with their CM telling them what was going on in each way to play on PCVR. And they did have a workaround for the van glitch later in the day. Yeah. I mean, it was so weird. The van glitch was rough. But I think for a lot, it's so... God, how do we start dissecting this? I had people saying, you're wrong, VD doesn't work. You're wrong, VD doesn't work. But then when I asked people, what do you mean VD didn't work? Virtual desktop. And they'd be like, I couldn't get out of the van. And I'm like, well, why do you think that's virtual desktop? And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, I saw that same bug with Airlink. Why do you think that's not a game bug? Why is that virtual desktop? So I feel like a few statements went out. And one of those statements was buggy mess. And another statement was does not work with virtual desktop or virtual desktop not supported, which is generic tech for we haven't tested it. Okay. So I think those two statements went out and people just rode with them. And then they attributed everything to, oh, this is just a buggy mess, or it doesn't work with virtual desktop. So anytime they ran into anything, they blamed one of those two. Oh, well, I should expect to run into issues. It is a buggy mess. Or it's the case of, oh, I ran into an issue. Must be because I'm using virtual desktop. You guys with me? I think I'm making sense. See, another example of this is when the Midnight Walk came out. And I jumped in and it would not work for me. I'd get in the game. I'd be able to see for 20 seconds. Game looks beautiful. Just crashes. No error message, no log, no nothing. I'm messing around all day. I'm doing all my normal tech. Can't get it to work. I say, well, I got a solution. Got another computer over here. It's got an RTX something decent in it. I think 4060 Ti. So it's got a 4060 Ti in it. I go, good test. I'll fire that machine up. Fire the machine up, get the same exact experience. Meanwhile, I go, no one else is getting, all the other all the other content creator people, no one's getting this issue. Just me. So I'm talking to the team. I don't know what he stole, that little rascal. Oh, I know what he found. Anyway, so I'm talking to the team. I'm the only one with this issue. And the issue follows me PC to PC. It was something to do with my NVIDIA settings, whatever. That was in my NVIDIA account and follows me. Certain settings. They eventually patched it for me. But I was the only one couldn't play the game. Now, if I would have said this game's a fucking buggy mess, I wouldn't have, because I only know my experience. There's different. If I played the game and crashed every 20 minutes, then I'd say, yeah, this game's a buggy mess. Man, this is ranty. And yes, the Hassan controversy made it right into VR. Throw the toy, you monster. Yeah, that's my dog. I mean, definitely refund it because you're frustrated. That's fine. I'm fine with that. I know some people have fear of save file corruption, which luckily I didn't experience. But again, not saying it isn't true. Tons of people got Skyrim save file corruption or Oblivion. I had Oblivion file corruption back in the day and I wanted to die. There's a million different things that could cause save file corruption. So that's more of a what did you do in game rather than, like, oh, everyone will experience this. It's like if you do a series of things that could happen. Not necessarily guaranteed to happen for everyone. So not testing, I could be with you on that, Rudd. QA definitely dropped the ball here. Again, I see, like, here's the thing. My video goes up at the same time as everybody else. And in that video is my experience and my knowledge only. So there could be 50 of us about to post a video, say it's amazing, and 50 about to say it doesn't work. And it looks like we're all lying, or it looks like half the people are lying, or half the people were paid to say nice things. That's what it could look like. So, like, people expect me to address current controversy in a video that was made before the controversy. That's where it gets weird in the comments. They're like, they're responding with future knowledge. But I get it. I mean, I do always say put your money where your mouth is. So if you don't respect the buggy launch, yeah, refund the game for sure. I'm with you. 63% negative on Steam after patch, 93 on release day. That's bad. However, Rudd, how many people? Two things. Who leaves a review? Generally, people who are either blown away or disgusted, or just really annoyed or pissed off, peeved. And they tend to even more respond. So you're going to get a little bit, when there's very, very few responses, you get a negative bias. So not to say disregard it, but it means nothing. Let's see. Do you think Meta will allow friends into our hyperspace anytime soon? Anytime soon, no. I even think they might be like temporarily discontinuing hyperspace because of that's all using cloud computing. So, eventually that's going to chew up a lot of money. Don't make me knock this thing off again. Eventually that's going to chew up a lot of money. So I've heard internally that it might not last forever. It's like testing phase right now. Letting people into your hyperspace, I don't know. Letting people into your home space, though, your home world or whatever they're calling them now, it looks like they're on track for that pretty soon. Funny story with the hyperspace. I did the scan in my room. I loaded it up. I was sitting in my chair somewhere, loaded it up. I was hanging out for a while. I was, teleporting all around. I'm like, this is amazing. When I was done, I put the controllers, I let the controllers hang, and I walked around as if I was in pass-through. I thought I was in pass-through because it looks just as clear as pass-through. And I slammed right into these doors. Just head first. Doof. And then the second I hit, I'm like, luckily you have the headset on, so it's not your face hitting. And you're like, oh my God, you moron. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to defend getting back to the QA stuff. It gets hard to defend, but PCVR and PlayStation VR are like stepchildren. When it comes to sales and all that stuff. Do you want to see what this monster did? You monster! Oh. You don't eat him. We needed like music there. Okay. So he was killing my Among Us guy. And I hit it because I know he's been looking for it, but he found my hiding spot. Eco boy. All right. I'm back. My attention's here. We get back in this conversation. Let's see. Unfortunately, very disappointed with the game. I did see some comments from you. Might hop back in later, but it felt like nothing more than just bugs. It's really weird, you know? Okay. Now, Kalia, can I ask what platform you were playing on? What hardware? How? Like PCVR, Quest 3, Airlink. You know, just how you played. Just out of curiosity. Because I worked in IT for 23 years. So, you know, we're very good at finding patterns of what breaks the game and why. So I'm trying so I could understand people. So like a week down the road, the conversation would be the game just was too buggy for me. And I could be like, let me guess, you were using a Valve Index, you know, whatever the case may be. Or, oh, you used Airlink with with an AMD card. Like, you know, like there's a connection to be made. You got your Deckard, bro? Mine is not here yet. Damn. I know there's like 30 people who have them. So, Rudd, okay. People kind of have trouble understanding this, but when I say it doesn't really mean anything, the bulk of the sales do not come from PCVR. For developers, it's okay for it to be the redheaded stepchild. You know, they know that the PCVR players are going to most likely wait and get it on a Steam sale anyway. So it's one of those things where like, if it launches a little buggy on PCVR, we don't care. We don't care because the time and money it would have spent to make sure the PCVR release was perfect was just not cost effective. Standalone Quest 3. That I find quite curious. Do you have a 128 gigabyte model you're on? I doubt it because you do content, but because I do see a lot of issues in games on Quest 3 when your memory gets low. There must be, you know, a page swapping nonsense going on for some of these games or whatever they do, but they're chewing into the hard drive, or certain games have memory leaks. And if your hard drive is not a lot of space, you're going to see the bug way before anyone else. So that's why I ask about that. Like if you're low on space, you know, you got to watch that as a content creator. We're also recording all the time too, which can wreck game performance. Like absolutely. Some of these Quest 3 games do not run right while you're recording. Like they look fine in the footage, but to us, we're like, ugh. Just giving Cosmo some more shocks. Why do you think the PCVR community is so entitled? It's like the less game there is, the more demanding they get. There is, listen, if I call the PCVR community entitled, they're going to hate me. But internally, I can't say if it's there or not. Like I haven't polled everyone. I haven't seen any official polls that say this is the PCVR criteria compared to mobile criteria. I mean, there is just the mindset. I'm on thousands of dollars of hardware. I expect better. I'm on $300 hardware. I just want to have fun. So like there's that you could also, contribute to this. But what is the real answer overall? Okay, let's see. I'm just looking at the PC specs there. Why do you think? No, that's but what I meant to say, and I got sidetracked there, is I can say that there is, at least from some developers, they have that sentiment in regards to PCVR players. They're like, oh my God, I don't even want to develop a PCVR because they're so needy and they complain about everything and they're on so much different hardware and they want, you know, like the 5090 guys want every feature, but then there's people who have 10-year-old hardware and they're bitching the game won't run. So like, I know developers are going to bitch too. So I get an understanding of both sides at least. So I don't know. There feels like there is some entitlement there or higher expectations, but he's going upstairs and then we'll get back to the combo. Get your questions. Oh, VR Dad, I wanted to ask you a question too. Get your butt upstairs. Let's go. Come on. Normally he's quite chill when he's there, when he lets me work and he'll just sit on that and sleep on that mat. But my voice is going out. But he it must be because I'm sitting here talking, you know, that's why he's not going chill. Our VR Dad got some heat. All right, I want to hear it. So VR Dad, I believe you said the game didn't work for you. The dev's attitude towards negative reviews. I haven't seen it. I can imagine, like, you gotta understand, and it's no excuse, but you gotta understand people are putting themselves out there. Like, I'm working on a game now, and it's far from release, and I'm so excited about it. But I can understand I show someone this to someone, and you're not used to you're looking at games this far from release. And they're probably thinking in their head, this is shit. But I'm like, it's the best thing ever, right? And like, they don't want to disappoint you. And then but some people, if you're anonymous over the internet, you're like, this is the biggest piece of shit ever. You should kill yourself. How could you make something so bad? And then you put yourself out there. This is a piece of you that you wanted to show off to people that you were proud of. And you get pooped on so hard. And you know how hard you and so many other people have been working for so long. That's no excuse for a bad game and bad QA. But I'm saying, like, at least I have a little bit more empathy that way. Reprojection does suck. I'm with you on that. I'm not a fan. But reprojection's definitely not as bad as it used to be. Yeah, so like there's a couple factors too that every once in a while I need to remind myself. I've been playing VR for 10 years now. I'm not susceptible to stuttering. I have my VR legs. So there are certain factors that I used to talk about, be like, oh yeah, you know, the frame rate wasn't a constant 90, or, you know, like, because I would notice them. But it's harder for me to notice them now because like I'm able to get more immersed and let those things go. But like you get more forgiving of certain things and more noticing of other things. You do find the things that you can't tolerate. Like I have an issue with high persistence screens, LCD OLED screens, high persistence OLED screens, like the PlayStation VR2. I find it so atrociously disorienting in a VR game, like to the point that I've stopped playing because it's bothered me sometimes. However, if I played constantly on the PlayStation VR2, it fades away. And we forget this when you're so involved frequently. You forget these things. Like people, oh, the lens is not that bad. You've used it every day. You got used to it. But then when you go up a level, it's really hard to go back down. That's when you notice everything. Let's see. Didn't we all get heat though? So you guys, okay. So I simply won people on Steam. Okay. You know, but VR Dad. Okay, this is perfect. This is perfect. Please explain what didn't work with VD means to you. Please explain. Did it not launch? Did it crash? Did you get stuck in the van? That's the answer I need. Let's go. This is going to be a good one. The game didn't launch. Okay. So this is where I could say your statement isn't true, that the game doesn't work with VD. Your statement isn't. Okay. It's true for you. It's not a blanket statement. This is where people are stuck. People are telling me to, like, you know, off myself. You're a liar. It doesn't work with VD. And I'm just like, yes, it does. I played the entire game with VD. What are you talking about? So, like, they're like, no, you're wrong. The developer said it doesn't. And I'm like, here's a clip. Here's a clip of me launching it. I found the clip where I'm recording as I actually launch Virtual Desktop, because I did native recording for that clip. So you could see me launch Virtual Desktop, connect to my computer, launch it from Steam. I'm in Virtual. You see the Virtual Desktop interface. So, like, I have the proof. I have the receipts. The statement of it doesn't work with VD isn't a blanket true statement. It's not working for some people with VD. But then, like I was talking about earlier when you weren't here, people tacked on, I'm stuck in the van, to this game doesn't work because of Virtual Desktop, and I want to use Virtual Desktop. No, that should be a game glitch, not anything to do with Virtual Desktop. It shouldn't. Is it possible? Sure. But I saw that same glitch with Airlink. I am not the only one, VR Dad. Oh my God. Go check my comments. Go check my Twitter feed. Go check Upload VR. They said, it really sucks the game didn't work with Steam Link, which is the experience I had. I'm not the only one. You're out of your mind. Thousands of people found the same issue. How do you have that number of thousands of people? How do you have that number of... I doubt thousands of people bought this on Steam. Come on, man. They did announce potential problems with Virtual Desktop, yes. But like I'm saying, that doesn't mean it didn't work with Virtual Desktop. I tried the beta and the game launched. It's the only thing I ever had access to was the beta. You understand that? So now this is not a Virtual Desktop issue. This is now a software issue. If the beta version worked and the launch version didn't work, well, what the hell did nDreams do? And they deserve to be shot in the foot for that. And then after that, well, why did, it's a software issue, because we know Virtual Desktop does indeed work. What did they do to make it not work in their new version? Oh, the beta Virtual Desktop? I'm not using the beta. I'm not using the beta Virtual Desktop. I was not using the beta of Virtual Desktop. Maybe the beta addresses the root cause. However, maybe the root cause is not for everyone. Maybe it comes down to certain hardware in your machine. Maybe, if you're on Wi-Fi 6 versus Wi-Fi 5, there's a billion factors when it comes to PC. I was talking about earlier, reaching out to Guy. The fact that there is an issue doesn't mean everyone gets the issue. VR, I don't get wound up. And I'm sure VR is fine. And if he is a little wound up, it is because he took some heat in the comments. I know what it's like, dude. I'm fine with you. I'm getting excited, but Italian guy, this is how we speak. You gotta see me in person, man. That's what I was talking like that right there. That's me 24/7 in person. Mental breakdown. VR Dad, there's only one way to solve this. Octagon. Me and you. See who breaks a hip faster. Let's go, brother. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, my hands were down here. I was barely talking. A bop and a boopy. Why the shades? Lee, I wore them 1 week because I was announcing the game and I was just fooling around and I was wearing them. And then everyone made a comment. So I said, all right, I'm going to wear them every time now. So I've worn these the last 4 streams. They're my cool guy shades, someone calls them. I got a black. VR Dad cannot take me. Let's go. Let's go. I can understand if you're really looking forward to the game and then it launches and people are telling you it's great and you try and go into it and you can't play, you're going to be disappointed. I'm not going to lie. I jumped through hoops. You know, like I went to load the game in Steam Link, didn't load. I was annoyed. I went to load the game in AirLink, and then when I opened up AirLink and then went to connect to Steam VR, I was getting some issues, but it eventually loaded, but AirLink was running like shit. So then I went over the virtual desktop and it worked. I don't know what to tell you. You know, here's another thing. I do have custom settings in virtual desktop. So maybe one of the settings is the root cause. Is that going to help? Oh, it's so bright in here now. You couldn't connect with me? Guys, is that a true statement? Show of hands in the chat. Do you feel less connected to me when I'm wearing the shades? Because I'll stop. But yeah, that'll well, so I know VR Dad, the one setting for sure I have. Well, I don't think anyone else is on godlike or settings because pretty much no one else has the 5090. I also have the do not adjust my screen resolution setting, which is an atypical setting that most people don't set. I don't think I have many other custom settings, you know, but who knows? You know, I'm sure there was some, we know there was some combination. The only difference really there is I'm running a 5090. You have to disable the meta runtime in VD. Okay, there you go. There's Happy Friday, Frozen. What's up? What's going on? Thanks for popping in. We're just chatting it up. We're having a... Okay. Better without glasses, guys? Better? I want a yes, better without glasses. Yes, better without glasses. In the chat or no. Oh, so VR Dad, I know there's also something weird with Reach when it comes to the VR overlay. Absolutely, because it crashes the Steam mirror view. And I couldn't record footage through the mirror view or through the plugin, which was really freaking weird. I have beautiful eyes. They're so exotically doo-doo brown. All right, cool. So, yeah, of course, Oni. Of course, I don't really have an opinion. I'm trying to keep up with the chat. Look at these eyeballs go. Look at them go. You see the person, not the coolness. I exude the coolness anyway. I'm just 24/7 aura farming. Okay. With a lot of games being released with bugs, plus newer GPU drivers having issues, and Windows 11 updates, shitting everything. Having issues now, well, okay. When I grew up in the 90s, people pissed on, I can't believe my voice is going out. People pissed on PC gaming because they're like, oh, you got to adjust everything. You need an advanced degree just to turn on your game. And there's settings and I just throw my Sega game in and yeah, it goes. I don't have to install anything. And so like it had the same pros and cons. Then eventually the playing field changed. PCVR is so much nicer. It's very plug and play. But you still get these issues based on hardware discrepancies, whatever. Console world has also come up. because now they come really close to PC performance. So they give you average PC performance. But when we look at VR, it seems like we're in those old 90s days again. That's what it feels like. IRQ settings, that's right. IRQ setting hell. You have to tell when you plug the device into your computer, you have to like go in and tell system settings, internal system settings, BIOS settings. Hey, I plugged something into this slot and use this line of communication. And if you didn't do that, if you didn't you had to be like the phone router. You had to diagram route how your computer was going to communicate, and then it was set. And if you didn't do that right, or, conflicts in what was free, oh, God. I'm waiting for Alien Fix on PC. This is the flat version. All right. Oh, how I miss Anthony VR rants. I don't know Anthony VR. I'll go look him up. He used to be a content creator or something? Sounds like Anthony VR. So he's an Anthony. He's a Tony. So he could be a fellow Italian, and we could be buddies, and we can rant together. It gets way easier in person though. One of the best rants ever though was, and I know some of you guys are not going to believe this, but I was actively defending the PlayStation VR2. This was years ago though. Actively defending the PlayStation VR2 on a live stream with the Q2C guys and a bunch of other people. And Eric was ripping on the PlayStation. He's like, come on. He's like, it's been long enough. You got to do something. Price drop, sale, bundle, release, announce an exclusive, release an exclusive. He's like yelling his head off. And I'm like, just let them cook. Let them cook. No, that was copium. He did and was. Okay. Let's see. Hey, Mateo, do you think that Reach has limited in design and scope as AAA and Dreams game? Do I think it's limited in design and scope? No. I mean, I don't. It's not gonna constitute as a AAA game. There's no way they spent that much on this game. I mean, I know everything's really expensive, but AAA budget. What are we gonna put a 50 million price tag on that? No, I'm not seeing that here. What's going on? I'm trying to catch up on what Jolly was saying. Clipping in and out and confuses the AI, prevents it from continuing. I'm not sure what that is. I must have missed someone else's. Is there a day when he doesn't rant? Got tired of it myself. Okay. Loved Heart of the Emberstone and Call of Starseed. Those games were absolutely fantastic. Those were absolutely fantastic. And I got that same type of feeling when I was playing Reach. At least nowadays we could wait for a patch to be dropped online. Yeah, so like in the 90s when you launched the game and it had a bug forever, at least in the early 90s. When you got to like mid 90s, then you were able to get online a little bit and get a patch or an update or something here and there. I mean, the lighting, it's not just lighting, it's post-processing effects and texture size. Those are usually the two biggest things that make the PC version look so much better. You can't crank up the textures too high on Quest because it just doesn't have the RAM for it. And then and then it just doesn't have the power for post-processing, lighting, yada yada. Just can't do that stuff. I mean, it can, just to limited degrees. You got to pick and choose. While it was good for VR overall, the PlayStation jumped in. I think it's safe to say there will not be I don't think there's going to be a PlayStation VR3 either, only because PlayStation made Sony made so many mistakes recently. Like a $200 million Concorde mistake or rather they just, yeah, we'll say they made a bunch of mistakes. They threw AAA budget towards a Lego game, a Lego Horizon game. They did a lot of weird things that I don't know, like risk assessment. I don't know how it was cleared type of stuff, but they also, like, I think at one point in time, certain people were committed to the PlayStation VR2 and that died off. And they said, listen, even if it's super successful, it's not going to make us a lot of money. So no. And the focus just moved on. Well, I mean, Arlen, those were the days where the glitches were like became features. Like, ooh, I know this really cool spot in the game where you could jump through the map and then like see areas you're not supposed to see. Don't the VR game okay. Don't the VR game companies have any testers? They should, and I'm sure they do. However, like we were discussing earlier and ranting, it's so hard to properly QA PCVR. You have a billion different types of PC. You have a billion different types of PC setup. You have a billion different types of peripherals. You have people using Airlink. So multiple different software options involved. And that's the same with multiple different OSs involved. So it's like, it's really freaking hard to do proper QA for PC and VR. It's tough. I mean, yes, normal games have that same type of, but normal games usually have bigger budgets, or normal games, things are simplified, you know, because you have a little bit more standardized hardware. So they should have QA. I can't say what goes on internally. I can't say if their QA team is incompetent, that they cut corners, that they didn't do their job. I don't know. Yeah, the profit margins are very, very small in VR, and it's tough. And like, everyone's pissed that VR is going over to like free to play games, but developers want to develop games, but they also need to make money so that they could survive and make another game. And the more internal I see it, it is so painful. Not to mention Microsoft topping themselves weekly on Windows 11. Yeah, someone mentioned that earlier too. That's true. You get an update that all of a sudden breaks your mixed reality headset that was working the week before. Shorty, what up? How you doing? So I started a little late today too, guys, and I'm probably gonna be ending a little early also. So we'll end at 2:30 today because I have to get my kid from school. Average modern game. Sea enemy. No real context to the world. Patrolling what? What lives here? Why is this world like this? Oh, right. This is simply here to attack and die. I'm old. I mean, aren't we all? I'll talk to you soon, VR Daddy. That's your new nickname. I entertain myself. I miss my glasses. You guys made me take my glasses off. What do you want? Why are you pointing at me? Yo, my collection of D&D minis is growing. Well, hold on. That's the old man move. I got my this is my Demio mini here, and I was showing off some of my work that I was doing last week. I'm gonna go grab, like, I think this paint job is done. I think it's done. Hold on, I'm gonna have to adjust my camera to show it to you. So gonna have to. We need Do we need background music for when I stream? Would it help? Would it? No, maybe. I don't know. Something. I'll be okay without the coolness. It's my security blanket. All right, so let me just change these settings. We're going to shut off the motion tracking, and we're going to do image, autofocus, and global autofocus. All right, let me get my dude, and hold on. All right. So this is like a new model that I was messing around with. Focus. I left some rubbing alcohol on top of them by accident, so it kind of ate the model, but I'll fix that when I paint. But here's the one. I think I'm done with this. I think I'm happy with this one. That way. Focus. Come on. Not me. I'm not in the shot. God damn you, focus. Autofocus my ass. We're going to do this by hand. Okay. All right. Let's do this. Bam. I think I want to do a little bit more for the, yeah, my autofocus gave up, man. I think I know. Autofocus. Why autofocus no worky? All good. I'm a little out of focus though. What? Am I driving you guys nuts? I'm entertaining myself. Yeah, so that's I would consider this one finished. Yeah, well, it should remind you of it's a Balor, so it should remind you of like Diablo. Very similar to that character. So think Lord of the Rings, you know. You shall not pass. That's a Balor. This one, his wings broke though, so I'm calling him my wing clipped Balor. I did a good job of actually getting it to look like they're feathers. Actually, I'm kind of proud of myself. I think I just might do a little work on the mouth and eyes, and then put them on a cool stand. I'll put them on like burnt, like charcoal, like rocks, like, you know, dark burnt rocks like that. Yeah, putting my hand behind it probably would have helped, but it's all good. And I got a whole... oh, let me show you how big the biggest model is. Let's go. I'm a freaking child. All right. Boom. Okay. Hey, camera. Hey, I'm over here. So this is the one I showed off last time. This is my red dragon, who's actually looking pretty sweet. All right, he's pretty much all finished. Just needs a paint job. So he's all molded. He's got a little wound. We'll mold that up. Okay. And then here is... this is an ancient white. Yeah, this is an ancient white dragon. The face, though, broke. It wouldn't print right, so I have a separate face that I'm going to put on. But look how damn big this thing is. If I had a 3D printer as a kid, man, our D&D game would have been sick. See, now I have a Elegoo Saturn 12K Ultra. It's a Saturn 4. That's what it is. Yeah, that sounds right. So yeah, this would be crazy. Now I have all this cool stuff. It's not together in case you're seeing all the gaps. I have all this cool stuff now, and no one to play with. Stay there, dragon. Yeah, we used to play D&D here, but we haven't. Speaking of Dungeons & Dragons, what do you think of the Quest Dungeons of Eternity? Dungeons of Eternity is amazing. It's an absolutely fantastic game. We do game nights on Tuesday, and we've been playing that pretty often. That, Titan Isles. I want to do Star Vault. Sounds like someone's home. Sounds like my wife's home. I want to do Star Vault with you guys, which is a 5v5 MOBA, and it is absolutely fantastic. I'm gonna have a video coming out next week. It is free to play. It is awesome. Like, I mean, for a short period of time I was into MOBAs, but now I feel like with this, like I kind of aged out of PvP. I was a big PvP guy, like huge PvP guy for a very long time, competitive player, even in a tournament here or there. But now I don't have the time to dedicate to one game to learn, and I like winning. So the week of getting my ass kicked, I can't deal with it anymore. I just can't do it. So I don't really play many competitive games, but this is cool because even like you go against AI, and you and 4 of your friends go against AI, and it's just a solid experience. It's really good. There's tons to learn. So like you could be playing that game for a long time. Probably one of the best free to play games. Let's talk about Deckard. I'm pretty hyped. Yeah, we got one right. Can't show you. It's embargoed. It's embargoed until the 22nd. Could you imagine I made up a date and it turns out to be true? Could you imagine on the 22nd or whenever? When is the Steam Next Fest or Steam Fest starting? Could you imagine like I picked the date of that and then it turns out to be true? You know, you are right, Todd. You are right, but not the specific date. So no. Like, I don't mean like I'm picking, like the 130th day of the year. No, I'm picking that one date. Okay. Oh, it started on Monday already. So yeah. Yeah. So maybe it's the end of Next Fest. The end of Next Fest. I thought it started. Guys, I can't keep up. Look at me. Do I look like a dude who can keep up? I am only running if there's zombies chasing me. Okay? Eventually those doomsdayers will be right on the date. Dude, those things pop up all the time. It was a long time ago. The world was supposed to end like May 5th, 2000 or something. And actually it got creepy in New York City because people were putting up like posters everywhere. And these people that were around like, yeah, repent. We're going to disappear. The day's coming. It's next week. It's tomorrow. Like they were so in. And then like that day, like you walk into the subway and it kind of seems empty for New York City. It's not. It just seems oddly spacious because all these people are gone now. Because once they realized it didn't happen, like the next day, they all were like shamed and didn't leave their house or something. I don't know. Or they sold their house and were on the street. Whatever the case, they were all gone. And so were all those posters. So it was the craziest shit ever. Y2K I was pretty young for Y2K, so I remember laughing it off. Like I remember, I think I went and I went outside and like pumped gas or something because people were like none of the gas tanks or the gasoline, the gas stations are gonna work, and then missiles are gonna launch, and I was like, missiles, we're going out pretty easy. It's gonna be quick. Just don't let me know the missiles are coming. I'm built for comfort, not speed. Yeah, I mean, I'm just built old these days. Like, I've been joking. How did I get into D&D? I could talk about that in a second. I've been joking for a while, like, oh, I'm so old. But now I'm starting to feel it. Like, I'm starting to feel physical limitations and stuff. It's not that cool, but whatever. How did I get into D&D? When I was a kid, I thought all that stuff was cool. So I went to the store and I got like the starter kit. It came with a CD. Actually, I had the older version too, but this was one when I was like, I don't know, I want to say I'm like something like 11 or 12, and I wanted to get into it. And so we went to the store, we bought it, came with a CD, and we listened to it and explained the rules because we were also playing a different board game at the time called Hero Quest, and it explained the rules, and we were like, what? Wait, a game where we do whatever we want? And it's like, what? We were so amazed by the concept that we fell in love. But it was very complex. So, of course, I became the DM, pretty much the forever DM until we found the new one. But it's just great. I love fantasy. God, I need a real D&D embody a character in VR game. We doing D&D on the Discord? So I actually have been, believe it or not on the Discord, but I did for a long time do on Roll20. I did the full what's it called? The Horde of the Dragon Queen and Rise of Tiamat campaigns. I think that we played every Friday when I was a younger man. We played every Friday for, God, I think a year and a half, 2 years. And we did those 2 campaigns. And then I was DMing a campaign, but we didn't get, then my second kid was born. So, wow. Oh my God, that was 7 years ago. So my second kid was born. So that kind of just kiboshed game night. Oh, it's awesome, man. So like the talent agency that I'm part of, it includes, you know, my manager, Genghis is in there, Jay Brat, Tigress, Soul Fox, BMF, Akalia was here earlier. I'm definitely forgetting people and I apologize. Grumpy Duck is in there, and whoever I'm forgetting, I apologize. But we're, you know, Otter's in there. She's great. So we're in that group, and yeah, thank you, Oni. Good timing, right after I said it. So we're in this group, and we go hang out once a year. We just like kind of do an event, you know, a content creator hangout. We're all part of the talent agency thing event. So we go hang out for a few days to a week, and they've been asking me to do D&D. So we're now 2 games in to a campaign, and I just I continue where we left off a year later. Well, it wasn't a year this time. We started it in San Francisco. So like every like 5-6 months we've been playing. So let's keep it going. You guys get motion sick easy, but for Dungeon Eternity going no, what is that? Is that, are my eyes not working? Interim? I can't see from here. My eyes are going. A game seems too good to pass up. The game is fantastic if you like that type of game. I mean, I would like a little bit more depth in like, you know, a D&D style game, but no, it's a great game. Fantastic. And this is where we're going to end it today, guys. We are going to end today's video. Thank you guys very much for hanging out with me today. I'm going to drop a couple links. Okay. Don't go anywhere. Just stay there. These are the links that I should always have ready and I never have ready. So you're going to chill with me. Okay. And I'm going to get you a link to my Discord because, you know, I give out the latest games. I'm trying to get some, because I'm thinking about playing Star Vault. I'm trying to get like some currency for you guys, in-game currency, because it's free to play. So let's invite people. So if you're not part of the Discord, join here. Discord. Join, get in on those game nights. Beef's been playing with us. And then I will just send you guys, which I haven't updated, but I'll send it for those who don't have it. You guys save this. I usually update it like every 2 weeks. This is my affiliate link to pretty much everything I have discounts for. Discount codes. Honestly, though, when in doubt, you guys could always just use Mateo311 as a promo code. It works pretty much everywhere. So, discounts. No problem. Listen, I like these streams because then I get to address some stuff. So, some people came in here like hot, you know, came at me like, how could you have enjoyed the game that you loved? How did you not have bugs? It was a good game and I didn't have bugs. That's the answer. But I get to say it to your face. No, we could have more of a back and forth. But like I was saying, guys, check out that spreadsheet. All the discounts and all the stuff I recommend is on there. There's also Mateo311 is a code that can be used on, like, you're on a VR site, just try it. Odds are it'll work. There are ratings for VR motion sickness, and I think Mateo311 worked on my Metamucil order. Sure. Okay. Yes, it did. It did. I forgot I have a Metamucil code. You're right. So use it everywhere. All right, guys. Thanks for joining. It's been fun. Thanks for letting me do this as a living because I couldn't do it without you guys. And I dropped a video today. I know most of you guys probably aren't interested because it's a more child-friendly game and my audience is old like me. But we have Dimensional Double Shift, which is from the creators of Job Simulator. It's Job Simulator in co-op. It's free. It's worth checking out. So that's it, guys. Deuces. I'll see you next time. Go check out that video, and peace. Hey, guys. I apparently had to take a break. I don't know what it is. And that was today's stream, guys. Thank you so much. I wouldn't be here without you. You guys mean the world to me. I hope I did a good job answering all of your questions. And if you want to help support me, the easiest ways are always to leave a comment, throw a thumbs up, subscribe, or if you're one of those crazy people who likes to burn money on me, why not use one of my affiliate links for a discount on some accessories? Maybe become a Patreon or YouTube member. And finally, I have a merch shop with items that no one has ever bought before. Again, thanks for hanging out, guys, and of course, I'll see you on next time.